Hey there, it's Dusty with yet another story for you. This one is actually Am I the Astronaut for laughing when my friend said my boyfriend and I are doing a role play? Last night, my boyfriend and I were invited with a couple of friends to a seafood boil restaurant. I'm a bit picky when it comes to food, and one of the things I hate is seafood, but my boyfriend is the total opposite of me. He doesn't have a problem with any food. I'm 21 and he's 24. So we went. He ate the boil with a couple of his friends since it was a larger portion and I got a separate meal. He knows about my eating habits and he always tries to get me to eat new food. It's just something that he does. Halfway through, he offered me a small piece of the lobster, which I've never had before, with his hand. Took a bit of convincing, but I did eat it and he was watching me for my reaction. Then he kissed my temple. Throughout, he was the one cracking the legs for me. He kept giving me pieces. Near the end, before we left, I went to wash my hands and my friend came with me. When we reached the bathroom, she told me that I should really try to keep role-playing with him more privately. I laughed out loud because I thought she was joking, but I saw she wasn't, so I was like, what? And she told me that it's fine if we have that dynamic, it's just not appropriate at the dinner table. I told her not to be ridiculous and it's genuinely nothing like that. She got a bit mad and said how she saw what he did and how he looked at me and that it's quite obvious. I told her that that's actually insane and it was totally innocent and that she's wrong. Things were a bit weird between us after that and my boyfriend and I left shortly after. Okay, so quick question, comment with your thoughts. Is feeding someone a piece of lobster meat with your hands and then kissing on them on the forehead afterward for trying something new, is that foreplay? Is that foreplay? Okay, we're diving into contradicting top comments here as well. Contradicting top comments. Number one, did he just hand you the pieces and you ate them, or was he feeding you by hand? Because if it's the former, NTA, but if he was feeding you by hand in a restaurant, yeah, that's practically foreplay.
We've been doing it wrong this whole time. Bring the lobster. You're supposed to bring me lobster with butter.
If I feed myself by hand, is that self-gratification? Number two, NTA, this is not foreplay. Like this person is trying to say, LOL, what the f***? People are so weird and feeding your partner is not. Forehead kiss was because he was proud of you. I think it was nice of him to want to get you outside of your comfort zone. And he did the dirty work because these restaurants are messy. Okay, so again, is feeding someone something, period, is it foreplay? Feeding somebody something with your hand, is it foreplay? Foreplay or role play? So she said that they were role playing at the table and then said that what they did was practically foreplay. So both. Angel dropping the $2 super said OP's friend has a kink and just exposed herself, or has no idea what foreplay is. That would be my angle here. I'd be like, girlie, what is happening in your life? What are you doing at home? Look, it's one of those foods, especially like lobster. I mean, if they have lobster, crab, anything like that. I mean, unless you have the little tiny fork that normally you're cracking the leg. If it's crab, like you're pulling the meat out. That came out wrong.
That's what you're doing.
And you're dipping it in the butter, and then you're right. So you're just giving it to your spouse because you try to get her to try something different. But like, if I put food in your mouth, that would be considered sexual. Not if it's crab or lobster.
You're cracking the stuff for me, and I don't have to do the dirty work. I'm just thankful.
Or a little Debbie Christmas tree cake, or a Tim Tam, or I don't think it's sexual at all. I mean, change lobster for chocolate covered strawberries, and it could be for sure. Yeah, it's like if you're feeding someone a bundle of grapes, like this is just a stretch, and I would be. In your position, OP, I would be genuinely concerned for my girlie here because I'd be like, what is happening in your home? Hey, make sure you don't invite this friend to your Super Bowl party where you're going to have all the finger foods because she's going to be very offended. What is it? What is this, an orgy? You got this whole plate full of finger foods here. What are you supposed to do? Like put it in each other's mouths? I didn't know this was this kind of establishment. Thought we were here to watch football. What's happening? Either she's just very, very prudish, or like they have a kink, right? They have a food kink, or a drought where nothing is happening there, and she thinks any kind of contact is sexual, right? I don't know how, like with a straight face, if this has happened to me and like one of my buddies was like, dude, what the hell was that? I'd be like, did you just get turned on by me feeding my wife food? That's what I would ask your girlie here. I'd be like, are you turned on by that? Ooh, David. Oh my gosh. So am I the astronaut for laughing when my friend said my boyfriend and I were doing a role play? No. I think I would have to laugh too after I straight face messed with them.